Good morning, good morning. Big Square, roto.com with your morning of Z's, your sip of coffee. Cold, chilly day in Oakland, California. I thought I'd do the morning Horn of Z's, the morning news from the greenhouse. And big day yesterday with the discussion about gold versus Bitcoin versus cryptocurrencies and what's happening. Cliff and I talked to a few of the very big gold bugs on the planet Earth. Jim Sinclair, Bill Holter, and Dave, who we don't know who Dave is. He's one of those prepper guys in the backwoods who absolutely is planning and preparing for a Mad Max world. And he's the first one to admit that and tell everybody. Whereas I am not. I know that's the way it would have gone if it was just gold and silver as options, because of the concentration of gold and silver. But I want to get into that in a second. If you haven't heard the discussion or the interview, go to JS Mindset. It's Jim Sinclair and Bill Holter's site, and check it out. It's 2 hours long, and it's very interesting. The progression of what their issues were with the cryptos, what they didn't understand really about the cryptos, and they're extremely gracious to us crypto bugs. And I think there's mutual respect all over the place in that discussion. I did learn a lot of what I know from Jim Sinclair in the early days of GATA, 1999, 2000, 2001. I was soaking up all his information and discussion on why gold is such an important form of money. But then it gets to, obviously times have changed with the introduction of the cryptocurrencies. Now we have a choice. We have a choice between a cryptocurrency or a piece of metal. And I was all ready with this list of what makes good money because I thought it'd be more contentious, the discussion, and they would be drilling me on why I think this electronic form of money has any kind of can hold a candle at all to gold, something physical. So I went through. I had this all prepared, and we never really got to it. And this is the classic definitions of what makes good money. What are the properties of money that make it good? And this is what gold bugs will apply to money. This is what I apply to money. I think it's absolutely still true. But I think that Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies, whichever one may come about in the end, fulfill more of these than gold and silver do. And I know there's a lot of people say, no way, Mix. That's one of the reasons I stopped the comments on my YouTube videos. there's a lot of absolutely adamant people, and they get mean in that comment section. And I was dealing with it for a while, and there's a lot of just people just looking to stir up trouble. So I stopped my comments. But you can go to the Jim Sinclair Jazz Mindset. The comments are open in that video, so go ahead, bash me all you want. All the trolls out there. Some of them are paid trolls by the banksters, but some are legitimate people who have legitimate arguments. But I choose not to put the comment section. I know Step 4, my buddy Joe, has to deal with it every day, so I said, I'm not going to deal with it. Anyway, they have, historically, there's 7 things that make a good money. It must be divisible, fungible, portable, durable, acceptable, uniform, and limited in supply. The last one is obviously the most important. I would add another thing. I would say when you're going from one money to which do we choose as the next money, that money has to be distributed. It has to be in a form that the population can get their hands on. I think that's a huge problem today with returning to any kind of gold standard, is that the gold is concentrated into the hands of the few, and the few are those people who know the secret behind rigging of gold and all that. The central bankers of the world and the Rothschilds and the Rockefellers. That will not help us as a currency at all. It will not help humanity to go begging for them to distribute their gold throughout the world and go on to some kind of gold standard. So I would add that to the list of things that make a good money. It must be distributed. And the cryptos obviously are much better at that because anybody who has a cell phone can open a crypto account and buy 10 cents worth of Bitcoin or 20 cents worth of Litecoin or $100 worth of Ethereum. Those who have done that, started small, have seen their portfolios grow and grow and grow. And it really does take getting into, to understand the cryptos, you need to dip your toe in. As my buddy Sean at SGT Report says, I dipped my toe in, and once he dipped his toe in, you learn more and more about it, and you get more comfortable with it. I think that's a good idea for everybody. Dip your toe in, $20, $50, whatever you got. Open a Coinbase account. Coinbase has declared they have more customers than Charles Schwab, the online broker. Awesome. And that will continue to grow as this progresses. So let's go through the list. Divisibility. Gold is divisible. You can, I think the smallest gold coin they're making is 1/10 of an ounce, and it's really small. It's like a dime, and that's pretty much as far as low as you're going to go on divisibility. Whereas with Bitcoin, you can go to 8 digits below zero. So it's 100 millionth of a Bitcoin. And it's worth far less than a cent right now. So divisibility, check. Bitcoin. Fungibility, meaning one unit is viewed as the same as the other. Gold, Bitcoin is Bitcoin. Now, I know people are going to say, well, there's Bitcoin Cash, and there's Bitcoin Gold, and there's all the other cryptocurrencies. Yes, there is also gold and silver and zinc and copper and lead and nickel. There are all kinds of varieties. What we're talking about today is just Bitcoin and gold is what I wanted. And I can run this with Ethereum and gold, with anything, cryptos versus metals, but we'll just keep it easy. Fungibility, every Bitcoin is the same. Absolutely. BTC, as it's called right now, the Bitcoin SegWit version, is the same. So everybody who has one BTC has the exact same thing. And gold is not exactly that way because you can combine metals. You can have 999 gold. You can have 992 gold. You can have 0.9999 gold. You could have gold-plated coins. You can have all kinds of impurities put into the gold. So I'd say Bitcoin wins on that because pretty much all the BTC, every BTC is a BTC. Every BCH, Bitcoin Cash, is a BCH. And every Ethereum is an Ethereum. It's all the same, no matter if you hold it, I hold it, or anybody else. So that's 2-0 for the cryptos. I'm not biased. Portability. Can you carry it? Can you use it for transactions? Obviously, the cryptos blow that away. You carry your cell phone around all the time, and you can store $100 million on your cell phone if you chose to do that. That would be crazy to do, but you can. And long distance transactions are obviously far superior using the cryptocurrencies than gold for various reasons. No third party. You don't have to trust anybody to ship your metal anywhere, and it happens instantly. And so that's three for three for Bitcoin. Sorry, gold guys. I know I'm going to get a lot of hate. I always get hate when I'm not dissing gold. I'm just comparing gold to Bitcoin. Durability. How durable is gold? It is ultimately durable. Absolutely. You could throw an ounce of gold in the bottom of the ocean for 100 years. You pull it out. You might have to scrape off some of the barnacles, but it's going to be exactly the same as when you threw it into the ocean. So gold has a very strong durability. How durable are the cryptos? Now, here's the argument. You can lose your wallet. You can lose a piece of gold too. The argument when the internet goes down, all Bitcoin goes away is not true. It's not true at all. Bitcoin is stored on a ledger on computers around the world, on nodes around the world. So if the United States blows up, your Bitcoin doesn't go away. If there's an EMP over the U.S., your Bitcoin doesn't go away. If there's a sun flare that blows away half of the earth and all the electronics are fried, the side facing the sun, all those electronics are fried. The other side will be fine. I don't think it would last very long because there's other things that happen. All the nuclear power plants would blow up and it'd be beyond a Mad Max world, it would be the destruction of planet Earth. So your gold's not going to do any good for that either. So durability, I would say it's a tie. I would absolutely say it's a tie. But I'm not going to say gold bugs will say, hello. My gold is always my gold. I can, as long as I hang on to it and keep it in my own possession, or if I throw it at the bottom of the ocean, I can go scuba diving and go find it. But you can do the same with the cryptocurrencies, Bitcoin especially. You can blow up your computer. Do you still have your Bitcoin? Well, if it's on the blockchain and you have a way to, you can blow up your wallet. Wallets are not very durable. But you're not gonna move your place on the blockchain. That your private and public address, those are linked together via cryptography. You're gonna be able to go get it. Acceptability, that's the key one that the gold bugs always pull out. Gold has been money for 5,000 years. True. No, it's not true. What am I talking about? It has not been money for 5,000 years. It hasn't even been money for the majority of humanity's lifetime. Gold was we're taken off the pseudo gold standard in 1971. In 1971, there was 2.5 billion people on planet Earth. Now there's 7.5 billion people. So 5 billion people have never experienced gold as money. That's a fact. So, and of that, well, and you think about it, how long has Bitcoin been money? Bitcoin has been money since the first transaction in May of 2010. When a computer programmer bought a pizza, 2 pizzas actually, from Papa John's, from a guy, and he paid 10,000 Bitcoin for those 2 pizzas. That was the first retail Bitcoin transaction. So Bitcoin has been money for 7 years. And in my lifetime, I was born in 1964. We went off the gold standard in 1971, so I was 7 years old when we went off the gold standard. I don't remember anything about a gold standard back then, and I'm sure the vast majority of humanity doesn't have any idea about a gold standard. So acceptability of gold as money, just watch the Mark Dice videos where he walks around with a gold coin and a Snickers bar and says, which would you rather have? Every single person took the Snickers bar. So acceptability, no, gold is not accepted as money to the day-to-day people. At the banker level, at the gold bug level, yeah, they'll accept it. An interesting exercise happened in Puerto Rico when the whole system went down. I saw an interview with a guy, and he said, yeah, gold and silver was all right to have because you could go to a pawn shop and get some cash because everybody needed cash. They were all looking for cash. And this is short-term stuff. But very soon, when people were coming in with the gold necklaces and things like that, the pawn shop ran out of cash. They didn't have, so they were giving half price for the metals. So, yeah, it's not a good thing. Having a time of crisis. Acceptability, I would say Bitcoin. I think Bitcoin's more acceptable by today's population, not the past, because we have been off a gold standard since 1971. 5,000 years ended at 1971. It might come back again, but during your lifetime, anybody under 50's lifetime, gold was not the acceptable. Absolutely. So that's a win for Bitcoin in my opinion. Uniform, all versions of the same denomination must have the same purchasing power. Yeah, a Bitcoin is a Bitcoin. Different places in the world will have different purchasing power, just like gold. And different exchanges. There's hundreds of different Bitcoin exchanges. You'll be able to get a higher price or a lower price, and a lot of people play the arbitrage between the two. The problem, obviously, with the gold bugs will say is there's too many cryptocurrencies. I'd say there's too many metals in the world. How many metals are there? So uniform, I would say I'd give it a tie. I'd give that one a tie. Why not? Limited supply, Bitcoin blows it away. And I know everybody said, no, are you kidding? There's so many cryptocurrencies, and gold is a finite supply of gold. Well, first of all, there's not a finite supply of gold. That is absolutely a false statement because we're finding gold all the time. And we're finding new ways to extract gold. And we're finding, I'm not even going to go to the gold in the Grand Canyon, which is absolutely there and has been hidden for a long time. But I am going to go to We are mining gold in the bottom of the ocean. We can mine gold on asteroids. We can mine gold on other planets. So the finite supply argument is for gold. It's not finite. Obviously, it is. It's harder, more expensive to get gold from different places. But for Bitcoin, BTC right now, the thing called Bitcoin, 21 million coins will ever be mined. There is absolutely a finite supply, mathematically finite. In 2,140, supposedly, the very last Bitcoin will be mined. People say, well, then there'll be no incentive for the miners. No, then they'll just charge a fee to do the mining, a little fee on top of the billions. And I don't even think we'd get to 2,140 needing a monetary system. And I've talked about this a lot. The moment we invent a replicator, something that draws energy, creates atoms, and then creates whatever we're looking for, like a sandwich or a house or a car, it is the natural progression of 3D printing, which is getting more and more sophisticated. And in 100 years, if we haven't invented replicators by then, I think we're lacking. I think we're looking at 20 or 30 years, truthfully, before replicators are introduced to the society, and then there's very little need for money because all your basic needs are taken care of: food, water, shelter. You can just replicate it. And then that's number 7. Those are usually the 7 they give, and then number 8, the distributed factor. Going back to a gold standard is impossible because all the gold is in the hands of these bad guys who run our system right now. And if you want them to continue to control your life after the system crashes, you should jump up and down and wish for a gold standard. I can guarantee you a vast majority, I'd say 6.5 billion of the 7.5 billion people will not see gold as an alternative. I'd say 7 billion out of it. There'll be the old school people saying, "Oh, we must go back to gold," but the vast majority will say, "Why even look at gold? We got these cryptocurrencies that this whole society is working outside of the system. It's functioning fine. Why don't we just go there?" And it'll be a choice. There's no deciders in that one because the decision's already been made by the people who are following the cryptocurrencies. We're already there. We're already inventing our own economy, our own ecosystem. And there's no deciders, but everybody decides, and you can approve any transaction. Really cool stuff. And we didn't get into this stuff in the discussion with Bill and Jim and Dave. Cliff was awesome as usual. I did okay. I did all right. I held my own. But check out that video it's on JS Mindset, MINESET.com. And give it a thumbs up if you like it. And if you want to make comments, go ahead in the comment section. Bill probably doesn't know what he's getting into by allowing anything I'm on or Cliff's on to have a comment section. But I didn't read the comment section when I was allowing comments, and it rolls right off my back now. So anyway, Bix Weir, this is your Sunday Horn of Z's. Hope you guys have a good weekend, and we're right back at it tomorrow morning. And lots to talk about. I'll talk to you later.